Hey guys, welcome to Splitting Hairs, the Hairdressers Podcast. We are here live and delayed, but that's okay because we're figuring this out slowly but surely. And we had a packed salon tonight, so
always a good thing.
Yeah, so I guess we need to make money before we come on and do some free chatting, right?
This is very true.
But so I got Barrett Stilitano.
Hey guys,
hanging out. Got Brian Hare in the back. We should have mic'd him. We really should have. Oh well.
Can I have the mouse?
Oh, did I hit it? We had Nina. I think I just messed it up, but we'll get her back on there. And then we have Drea Bolin.
Hi.
So I hope you guys had a good Friday in the salon. I hope you were successful, and hopefully going into the weekend you have big plans. Maybe it's a holiday weekend for you. I know I'm going to try to do something fun.
Monday is, that's true.
Do some family time, which will be exciting. So we're going to go over a few different things. We have Nina Kovner. She's going to be with us live. Drea's getting her pulled back up, right? I think that'll be... It could happen.
I called.
You're calling?
Uh-oh.
We'll keep trying. But let's... So we have Nina Kovner from PassionSquared.net. I love PassionSquared.net. I could read it for hours. So, and I've known Nina for quite a while. She was one of the first people I was introduced to when I started working for Paul Mitchell 10 years ago. So I'm really excited to chat with her. I have some questions. I've been going through some different posts that she's made, and I really think that that we have a good show lined up for you guys. I want to give a shout out to Freestyle Systems again for the support they've given us and the support systems they've given us. And beautiful blow dryers, which you can see in the back, and also we have they put our name in their ad on American Salon Magazine, so that was really cool of them. And we have Nina back, so that's cool. Hey Nina, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. I got excited and I think I hung up on you somehow. So, also Drea, if you could, can you run that box that's back there? We have the color track stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll get that later, but you can grab it, and then we're gonna unbox. Color Track sent us like this big box of goodies to play with. So
some fun stuff.
Yeah, so we want to talk about that as well. And then Millennium Systems International, obviously, they are a huge supporter of us. I'm actually at the end of the month going to do a big interview with John Harms at Harms Software.
Very
and
cool.
what I want to do is I want to get super nerdy with him and talk about like when he first developed the software and what it was like, because I think he did it in high school. So I think it'll be cool to chat with him about that as well. Let me see if I can pull up an angle so we can see Nina over here. Yeah, we got Nina. There she is. We actually, and another thing, we had a client of mine. He dropped off a 40-inch TV that we're going to have behind us in the next show, hopefully.
Hopefully next week.
We thought it would be this week, but I ordered a stand so it could stand behind us. So I thought Nina's head would be like way bigger today, but that's okay. You do what you can. So we have Nina next to us, and we can hear her. That's the most important part. I'm sure she's got a lot of great things to talk about, and we have some great questions hopefully for her. So let's get started with just talking to Nina, because I really want to spend as much time as we need talking to you. So Nina, thank you so much for coming on, and I know it's a little earlier California time, but thank you for taking the time with us.
Thank you. I'm so stoked to be hanging with you guys, and I'm so proud of you, Matt. My goodness.
Well,
watching you grow has just been an incredible joy. So
I know it's so funny.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sam said the same thing last week, and I'm like, but so I'm probably doing a live show for like 4 people, but thank you so much. You know, the day that I'm like the Howard Stern of hair radio would be really nice, but whatever. So Nina, thank you so much. I have questions for you, but I want to hear. I watch you online, but I want to really hear about PassionSquared.net, and I want to find out what it's all about. I know that if you follow PassionSquared.net, you get positive vibes sent to you all day long. So I just want to know what it's about and what you're doing with yourself right now.
Well, that's a great question. Passion Squared is all about empowering awesome in people and in business. And I work specifically in the professional beauty and wellness areas. So I get to work with hairdressers and salon owners and people just building their brands. And I work with Pilates studios and wellness people and fitness trainers. And it's just really cool to be able to help empower small business. And that's really my focus. And so really what's Passion Squared about? It's about empowerment. And, being in the industry as long as I have, experience that I bring with me. But more importantly, the world's changed and I am so into all the different opportunities there are for small business today when it comes to marketing and stuff. So I'm totally into social, not because everyone's into social, but because I've seen firsthand how it can really empower businesses and brands, small businesses and brands. And that's what I'm passionate about. So, I started the company with my buddy Gordon Miller originally back in 2012, which is so weird.
I got to meet him. I met him at the Salon Centric show just last October. He's like a super nice guy, and we were talking about
Yeah, he's awesome. He's super awesome. So yeah, we started this together and then decided to go our separate ways about a year ago. So, it's definitely evolved since, it's 100% Nina.
Right.
And it's no secret that I am very much into personal development. And I truly believe that in order for any of us creative types to be successful, we got to do some inside work. It's not just about numbers and spreadsheets and goal setting and, how to say hi when someone walks in the door.
Right.
We have to kind of fall in love with ourselves first in order to believe that we even deserve the success that so many talk about in the industry. So I really enjoy and am passionate about blending the personal and the business development together. And that's what I'm about. That's what Passion Squared's about. And it's a crazy ride. It's just been awesome.
Well, I can only imagine. And I love that you said the fact that you took it even deeper as to understanding yourself more. But I think for me, when I realized, because I grew up for the last 10 years in the industry, everybody's saying to me, you need to have this average ticket. You need to have this rebooking percentage, which is great. And it's definitely a part of the business, but if you don't have the relationship with your guest, then it doesn't matter. And I guess, if you think about it even further, if you don't have the relationship with yourself and you don't feel confident, then you're not going to be able to build those relationships with the people. So I like that.
Well, it's huge. There's an absolute low self-esteem epidemic in our industry. And it's, again, even in, I work in wellness and fitness as well. And it's very similar.
Right.
And, it's typical of us creative types. And I can speak on this because I'm one of them, you know what I mean? And I've gone through my struggles throughout my life, with esteem issues. So, I'm very passionate about it. And I really believe that once you do that inside work and you really do believe that you do deserve to live an awesome life, that all the other stuff really begins to fall into place because it makes sense. It all starts with confidence and like you said, so I'm into it. I love it. And, yeah, that
was actually the next. It's funny because I didn't know if I was going to bring it up, and I was reading your profile and everything, and I saw the part about the fact that you were saying that you suffer from anxiety and all that, and I don't need to talk about personal things with you, but as hairstylist, I think even me, for some reason I'm okay doing things like this, but I know that it probably hurt my career over the last 10 years, not being as open when I walk into a room as some other people. So I think that I think it's important to kind of, maybe you could share with us if you have issues with anxiety or just it's tough being around people. It's tough being the one that sticks out in a room. Maybe some advice on that or things that you've done that have helped you with that kind of thing.
That's a great question, Matt, and obviously a topic that is near and dear to my heart. I didn't realize until a few years ago that I actually do suffer from pretty insane anxiety and amongst other mental health issues.
We all have it. It doesn't.
But anyways, so what I was actually just talking to a really cool hairdresser this week about it because I find that, many of us share this in common.
Right.
And one of
Oh, we lost you.
Oh no.
really focusing on.
We're losing her. Hang on, Nina. We're going to bring you back in. Good old Skype. I got to figure out a new way. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think the computer felt the intense properties of the conversation and just freaked out. Maybe you
I
could
dig it. So,
that little bit.
Definitely getting into gratitude and getting outside of ourselves. And so I think what happens is we're so self-centered, and I don't mean that like in a bad way. I'm not bashing. I'm talking about us as humans collectively. We get so focused on ourselves and so concerned about what people think about us and what do I look like and what do I sound like and what are they going to think about me? And we work ourselves into this insanity when really in life, in the salon, behind the chair, we are here to be of service to others.
Right.
And so when we take the focus off of us and put the focus onto the person that we're serving, for me, it tends to like diminish that anxiety, a little bit because it's not the me show anymore. It's about the service that I'm doing and how important it is. And it's about the other person. And we know in the salon biz, it's all about the customer. Right. When we are, working with a client, guest, whatever you want to call them. It is all about them.
Right.
And I think that was something we were talking about last week, even on the show, that, how do you get it from keeping that conversation just about like more towards them and not always talking about yourself? There's a lot of people who feel not super comfortable talking about themselves. So I think it is important to just, they ask you about your life. How's Christmas? How's this? How's that? How are the holidays? But then really focusing it on them I know for me, makes me feel a lot more comfortable. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, we're here to serve, and whether it's in our community, our family, our friends, our businesses, whatever, and so I really believe that definitely helps. In terms of generalized like people anxiety, work anxiety, but I still have it. I mean, right. I still have it. And I, have little things that I do. I listen to meditation music. I listen to hip hop. Like I was just listening to Macklemore before I came on here. Like,
you have to.
I just do whatever I can do to get out of my head.
Right.
And know that, my passion is empowerment and being of service. And so however I can do that, I generally feel better once I kind of get out of my own head.
Awesome. And Nina, I was going through the website, and I have to say, I could read because the things that you're writing about all kinds of different stuff. But one article or blog, I guess not article, whatever. But one thing that stood out to me was the so much education, so little change. Thing. And I think that for me is going to connect a lot with what is happening in my life right now. But I think for me, I just highlighted a couple of things, and I want to talk to you about this because I think it's important. And you wrote it based on being at the Orlando show, right? So
I wasn't at the Orlando show. I was watching the Orlando show unfold on the social web.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool. So, and you know what's funny? For the very first time in 10 years, I didn't go to Paul Mitchell Gathering last year. And it was the first time ever. And I was very dedicated to going to that. And this was the first year I had so many things going on. I didn't go, but I was watching the same thing. I was watching everyone post about everything that was happening. And it was just, everything is so about everything else except for the true root of what it is. It's about learning. Mm-hmm. And I know that it's fun and we all love going to places like Las Vegas and Orlando and all of that. But the one part that stood out to me, you said, every day in the pro beauty biz, there are shows, classes, workshops, webinars, DVDs, and books purchased. Beauty professionals from around the globe consume these educational opportunities. So my question is, why is the industry in trouble, and why is the average salon and hairdresser earnings not increasing? So I wanted to talk to you about that because have you thought about that question even more? And what do you think it is that's making the industry not increase and making people just focus on the wrong things, I guess?
Well, I mean, it's fine. What I loved about, I'm stoked you picked that up, that blog up, because it by far was one of my most popular blogs. And what was interesting to me is each different group in the industry took it differently. Like everyone, depending on the perspective they sat in, thought I was like going after somebody else.
Yeah. Right.
And if you know me, I'm not going after anybody.
Right.
So
yeah.
it's not my style. I wrote it because I am an advocate and a supporter of small business and the independent, individual. That word independent gets so convoluted.
Right.
I don't want to misuse that, but you know what I mean? Hairdressers, how's that?
Right.
So, whatever situation you work in, however you get paid, I don't care. I love you and I support you. So really, I was really speaking on a larger scale to, isn't it time? Leadership of the industry.
Right.
Leadership. I was part of leadership in the industry at one time, at working with a freaking awesome manufacturer, Paul Mitchell, as we all know.
Yep.
Distribution, manufacturing, schools, all these like education companies. And isn't it time for us to look in the mirror as leaders and say, we put a lot of time, money, passion, love, energy into empowering. Again, I can only speak from my experience. I know at Paul Mitchell, we put a lot of time, money, and energy into serving and empowering, our customers.
Right.
But if we're not getting the shift or the change that we're looking for, then isn't it time to take a look at what we're doing? Right. And that's in any business. You think about just even the social and digital revolution. One of my hugest, biggest biz heroes right now, his name's Brian Solis, and he's a super smart guy. And his latest book is titled WTF, and you gotta love that.
Yeah.
And it's what's the future of business? And he's a super smart brainiac analyst guy. And he taught in the book before that, it was The End of Business as Usual. And he's talking about when you look at Kodak and Blockbuster and you start looking at these, business models that have just been made extinct by, new and different stuff. It just makes me look at our industry and say, isn't it time? Hairdressers should be able to make a living. Salon owners should be able to be successful. And not everybody, of course, that's not the way the world works. But if we're getting, it's just the same old definition of insanity stuff. You know what I mean? So that was really what I was saying, is not going after anybody, but saying, isn't it time that we all look in the mirror, all of us? And to that respect, that includes the hairdresser. That includes all of us to look in the mirror and say, we're doing all this activity. Like there's so much activity, but activity and results are, two totally different things, And so I think we get so hung up in the this motivation addiction that we have collectively, that we are addicted to that short-term shot we get from those events, yet we don't really see changed behavior. And so that was kind of the larger statement there. And again, like I'm doing my part, it's like, I'm not complaining, I'm contributing, and I'm contributing through Passion Squared. And I'm doing what I can to share the truth with my community and to be honest with my community and to give my community good information. Because look, we know there's a ton of bad information out there. And so I'm doing my part. I just was kind of challenging everyone else to do theirs.
Yeah, I think that's, you nailed it, because I personally found in my career that I was spending all my time looking at someone else, wondering what was going to happen for me. And and I think a lot of us do that. We just sit back and we stare at, hopefully I wasn't sitting back, but like there's just there's a corporate ladder, or there's there's things that you should just go and do for yourself and do what makes you happy. And I think that PassionSquare.net is something that you're doing. I looked at, I was trying to research why did you walk away from what you were doing, and why are you doing what you did now? I guarantee it's not the same pay as what you were doing, right?
No.
Right. So you look at those things and you're
don't get it twisted. I mean,
right.
And it's funny that you bring that up, because that's the subject of my book that's coming out a week from Sunday.
What is it?
It tells that story and really gives people kind of a template of what I used, my template for following my heart,
Right.
and I do talk about money for sure.
Well, obviously that's the reality of the world. I mean, we're all, there's a free education website where I want hairdressers to come learn for free. But if we're being completely honest, it's something that you're trying to build it into a business, but you're trying to inspire people at the same time and allow people that I just try to think of what would I have wanted to have when I was going through hair school or when I was a hairstylist, just trying to search the internet, trying to find something. And I don't think there's things like that out there. And reading Passion Squared, I mean, it's just inspiring article after inspiring article. So,
well, that's what I think. Hi, by the way, Nina.
Hi.
He's done.
I'm all done now.
We switched.
I'm here.
Well done.
Thanks. No, I think one thing that I like about what we're doing, that again, also, it's great that we have found you and seen Passion Squared and bringing all this on board and fighting for the same side. I think when I was a new hairdresser, I worked in a lot of different salons and had a lot of different experiences with, just different environments. And I think one of my very short-lived jobs that I really did appreciate was the first time I was in a place where the hairdressers there prided themselves on being artists in this industry, and on their spare time they would get together and do some hair, work on mannequins, come up with some looks, talk about hair. And that was when I realized that was the kind of environment I wanted to be in, which is why I'm so proud to be a part of this now, because I feel like we might not be physically sitting down with everybody, but now we're creating this community where hairdressers can come together and talk about hair and just their love of doing it from all corners of the globe. And
totally. And that's what it's about, and I even though my passion and my love has always been stylist focused, as I grew in my career, I got so far removed, and it just wasn't good for my soul. It just didn't fit for me. So today, every day I get to hang out with the people that I love, and there's no greater gift. Like I pinch myself every day. I can't believe that I created a business. I can't believe that people read my blog. I can't believe that even one person likes my Facebook post. Like I am so grateful and in awe of the community and them allowing me to serve them. I can't even believe it. Like it's a trip. It's just so grateful. I'm so into it. I love it.
I think anytime you're doing something like we're hanging out here. We got here 10 o'clock this morning. So we're going on 12 hours, and this is like fun. This is what the industry, I think personally for me, this is the fun side of it, is just being able to collect things and share them, and just and grow it. That's what I want people to understand, that this is not we're not trying to develop this as an anti-corporate thing. This is just start looking at yourself and what you want to do with yourself, and just go do it. Just have fun and see where it goes, and just take risk and make something. Don't sit around waiting for whatever you're waiting for.
Well, Seth Godin talks about that, not waiting to be picked, to pick yourself, choose yourself. I mean, Seth Godin talks about it all the time. And, again, though, that goes back to really defining our purpose as individuals. And a lot of times we latch on to other people's purposes. And it's what I learned when I was in rehab. It's called other esteeming. Like you're looking to others to make feel better about yourself. You know what I mean? Like you're taking on other people's identities. I was one of those people. So
we're all those people.
Love that when people start really doing the inside work and feeling good about themselves, that's when they start creating, and then you get a little like I get asked all the time about my blog. I'm so dyslexic. Like I'm sure you can tell by reading my blog, half my words are backwards and misspelled, but I do it anyway.
Right.
I do it anyway.
Yeah. Who
Good for you.
And I get better every day.
And so who's Seth Godin? I don't know who that is. Should I know?
Seth Godin is like one of the coolest writers and thought leaders and business minds, marketing minds. He has a daily blog. I highly recommend, if you're passionate about business, marketing, like the world, subscribe. It's a super short blog. It comes in your inbox very early each morning. Oh, cool. And it's sethgodin.com, I think.
Okay.
Sweet.
Yeah, he's radical. And he's written, just look him up. He's fantastic. He's awesome.
All right, cool.
Just go.
Yeah.
Just do
that
it.
was my thing too.
Just do it.
It's funny because I was talking to one of my clients this week. He's like an SEO or a search engine optimization guy. If no one knows what that is, it's Barrett's looking at me like,
I was like, what is that?
It's basically
it's just a stupid, complicated word for search.
Yeah, exactly. So what
and
are people?
discovery.
What are people searching? So I researched on Google. I Googled this. Googled SEO to see what books are out there because I want to start reading books on it because I want to get better at it so that freesaloneducation.com obviously comes up first before everyone else, right? So I'm looking up books. Well, I find this guy who I Googled, and he had a recommendation list of books. Well, his books were the first 5 books that he recommended, and then it was everyone else. Well, I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy the first one that's not him, because that's probably the one that inspired him to write that book, which is fine, right? Totally. We always get inspiration from somewhere, but it's cool to look at the roots. And I want to know who Seth Godin was, because obviously if you love him,
a lot.
Cool.
I talk about him a lot. I quote him a lot. He's always been somebody that I admired, back when I was a traditional marketer. He's just so right on. It's ridiculous. And he's very pro artist. And when he talks about art, he's talking about any type of creation. So like, I see myself as an artist, even though, I did hair for 2 seconds. Well, 2 years, but it's felt like 2 seconds.
That's a good amount.
Yeah.
In this,
that's like
I know,
7 in dog years.
That was like 26 years ago though. So, it's like older than most of you guys in the room. That last time I did hair.
Oh, that's why we love you.
You guys weren't even born. But anyways, I digress. So, he's cool, and he's all about creating and, saying a big F you to the status quo, and he's just radical. I love him.
That's so cool. Well, I'm glad you mentioned him. Let me see. I think there was like one other thing. Did you have something? You wrote down something. I made Brian sit down today, and because Brian and Barrett both work for Paul Mitchell as well. So
awesome.
But you were not part of Paul Mitchell when they started. So I'm telling them about you and everything, and so we're just going through, and you had something.
I always have lots of things.
Right.
No, actually, one of the things off of your blog that I love that I kind of just wanted to, I hope you didn't reiterate it already while I was over there. Just one of the things that stood out to me, it was advice that you were giving, and it was probably one of the best pieces of advice that I ever received in the beginnings of my career. I was working in a salon that was a good salon. I mean, it definitely was a great choice, a great place to be, but it was not in any way, shape, or form the kind of place that I needed to be for the kind of future that I wanted. And what you had actually said, if you want to become a better hair cutter, find the person who's known as the best hair cutter. Look at their website, their images, their videos on YouTube, and decide for yourself if you want to cut like them. And the advice that I got was actually from a former teacher of mine. And we had met up one afternoon, and we were just talking about things in the future, and she was asking what I still wanted to do, and I was talking to her about it, and I wanted to go on and do platform work and do traveling education stuff. And she kind of just stopped and looked at me and said, if that's the kind of stuff that you want to do, then you have to be around people that already do that in order to learn how to do it. And I thought about it, and I realized that, she was right. For me to sit there and say, I want to do this, I want this to be my career, I needed to be around, people who had that career. And that was sort of what that little excerpt from your blog sort of brought me back to. So I wanted to say I agree with you, because that was amazing advice for me, because I packed up and I moved on to a salon with lots and lots of that influence, and it definitely got me on the track that I'm on now, which
That's awesome. That's awesome. I will add one thing to that. And I did used to share this with the beautiful, awesome people at Paul Mitchell when I worked with the artists. And one of the things that I'll always share, and it's true of all of us, it doesn't really matter what role we're in or what we're following. We all do have to create our own story ultimately.
Right.
You know, and that's really what you're doing now. You know, working with Matt and being in the salon and doing this free salon education thing, you're really building your own story. So yes, there's two parts to that. There's absolutely find who your mentors are and stay close to them. It's something that has served me through my entire career. To this day, I talk to my mentors. I have found new mentors in the last 2 years that I've stalked on the internet, that I've met face to face.
Right.
And that's really important. But the second half of that is really building your own story and your own history and your own experience, because that's where the real power comes from. There's only so much memorization and regurgitation of information that's given to us that, we can do. At the end of the day, it is your story and what you bring to that message, especially if you're working for a manufacturer, and
oh yeah, totally.
Then it becomes super powerful, with the manufacturer message and your experience on top of that, that's the ultimate.
Right. Well, and what's cool is, it's going to sound cheesy and it's going to sound like I'm saying this just because I'm sitting next to him, but I feel like that is sort of what happened with me with, oh, stop it. It's not kissing up to my boss. No, what happened with...
You want a refill?
With, no, when we met. I mean, the first time I met him, he was doing a class in my beauty school. So obviously there was that certain level of looking up to him. And it was cool to, grow into the role of almost a peer with him. Yeah. And now be here, with us growing this together. It's kind of cool. It's sort of,
Well, that's how I was raised up, I mean, I met the Paul Mitchell people in beauty school and my second month of beauty school. So it's like I latched on to them, from day one, and I would never have had the awesome career that I had, or met the people that I met, or did the things that I did, or traveled the world, all the awesomeness that ensued thanks to that amazing company. I would have never had any of that had I not locked onto some killer mentors in the very beginning. And so, it's the way that it works best. I still believe it to this day. It's why mentoring is a big part of my business model, and why I'm on the web all day long helping people.
Right. Which is awesome. It's one of those, like, we get emails every day, just people that are just pouring out. It's so gratifying to know whether you get a paycheck in the mail about it or not. It's gratifying. So, the one more thing from you, you're going to be at ISSE, right?
I am.
So why don't you tell us what you're doing there?
Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. I've never had a classroom at ISSE, so I feel really honored. And it's crazy because, like I had said earlier, I've been in this business for a while and I feel like I'm just starting, and it's so exciting. I feel like I just got out of beauty school and I'm starting my career, and I'm just so honored and freaked out that I have a classroom at this huge hair show. Yeah. So what it is it's called Are You There Salon? It's Meet Client.
Okay.
And it is all about becoming a more discoverable business in this new age of the social digital space, and how to use that space and to generate, build relationships, generate referrals, and ultimately revenue. So really laser focused on word of mouth, in, the new word of mouth, and then, really digging into the platforms that can potentially drive those referrals and revenue. And one of the biggest challenges I see focusing on the social digital space as much as I do is that people are so confused, and I don't blame them, because there's people out there that are saying, you need to be on Facebook and you need to be on this and be on Twitter. It's so ridiculously unreasonable.
Right.
And it makes no sense, because it all starts with a business plan and a business objective, and all of our objectives are different. So, you know what I mean? So it's like, I can't tell you to be on Facebook unless I know your objective.
Right.
You know, so anyway, so I'm really breaking it down. It's an hour and a half, so it's going to be really kind of hands-on, you know, as much as a business class can be hands-on, but you know me.
Right.
Shit's going to go down.
Perfect.
And so, yeah, I'm super stoked. So it's Sunday and Monday at the Hyatt. There's like these business classrooms hidden in a corner somewhere that nobody knows exists, that I'm going to be in there.
Yeah.
And 12 to 1:30 both days. So same class. So you can, and it's great because you can bring your lunch and your Starbucks and sit down and play with us. And then we're going to have cookies, Passion Squared cookies and stickers.
It's a great
and
idea.
all sorts of fun
That's a great
stuff.
idea.
Passion Squared cookies.
Yeah, and my new stickers. I have some stickers, so we got lots of stickers.
You can tell that we're all hairdressers and we haven't eaten all day
We're like,
because
yes,
you said
cookies.
and we're all like, oh my god, cookies, sweet.
I know. So yeah, so that's ISSE. I'm so stoked.
That's so cool, and congratulations on that. And
congrats.
we need you to somehow, if you could, sometime. I don't even know if do you have videos of anything? Do you put out videos ever?
Oh goodness.
We need to create some Nina. I know when I said to Nina, I'm like, so I'm gonna have you up on this big 40-inch screen because I thought I was gonna have it. And then she's like, well, I'm gonna have to get a makeup artist and a hair person.
You know, that's such a joke though, because I
know, I'm just kidding. But
no, 2014 is the year of the video for me and Passion Squared.
Okay, well, can we get a couple maybe this year and we can put them up on Free Salon Education and push them towards Passion Squared?
Yeah, I mean, I've got webinars, but those are videos. It's different. I know.
Webinars are cool. We would honestly, my thing last year was building it and actually creating a name for it. This year, I want to start connecting with people like you and just people that I think are awesome and a valuable person to what we're trying to create and add them to. I don't want it just to be us on there. I think I want it to be a resource just for, you know, hairdressers to click around.
I would be happy to contribute any way I can. Are you kidding me? I love you.
Awesome.
I love you. I love what you're doing. And yeah, totally. Anything I could do to help.
And I talked to Randy from hairbrain.me the other day. And I'm going to try to get him on in a couple weeks. He said next week he's at ISSE as well. So
he's one of my favorite humans on the planet.
I can't wait to talk to him. I've never met him. So I'm looking forward to talking to him. We're going to have him on here. So maybe he'll be the first.
Angel. He's an angel. His talent, his talent in photography, video is beyond. One of my favorite humans.
I love his website. I think it's the coolest thing ever. And that's why I'm hoping that, you know, I would like to just enhance what is happening. That's why I try to load as much content as I can on there because I love what he's doing and I think it's really cool. So
yeah, and Gerard and Kelly and Randy, they're just Hairbrained is, you know, my family, and you know, we all work together and we all support each other and love each other very much. And there's actually going to be a Hairbrained meetup at ISSE if anyone's going to be in Long Beach next Sunday night at the Hyatt Bar.
Okay. That's a great place to have a meeting.
And it's super cool because the hair nerds are going to be there, Hairbrain's there, Passion Squared is there. Everyone's going to be there, and there's prizes and lots of stickers, more stickers.
Will there be cookies?
Cookies.
Well, I don't know about the cookies. Everyone's going to be drinking. It's going to be cocktail hour by then.
So is it? So tell me about the hair nerds because I saw them retweet or tweet you.
Yeah.
And I know I've heard it. Tell me about them real quick before we leave you, and before this becomes a 2-hour thing.
The hair nerds are super cool. They're like my little soul sisters.
Okay.
Erin and Carrie. They started the hair nerds over a couple of years ago, right before Passion Squared. And they stalk hairdressers in the industry and write about them.
Okay.
So like they literally go from show to show or like shoot to shoot or event to event and literally like share the awesomeness that's being created by the top artists in our industry.
Oh, very cool.
And they are just not only just amazing, beautiful girls, but they really are building this incredible following of people that are totally into getting behind the scenes of these artists, you know, because I know I'm still such a geek when it comes to the people that I stalk, and I'm in the front row and I'm there 3 hours early, and I still do that.
Are you kidding me? Yeah, I know.
Oh, I still do that. Yeah, I totally do that. And so what they do is they take that kind of behind the scenes and they bring it to the forefront through their social, through their blog, and that type of thing. So they're really capturing a super authentic essence of the artist that we love, the artist that we stalk and that we love.
Right.
So.
All right, cool. Well,
AsTheHairNerds.com.
All right, perfect. So we've plugged everyone tonight, I think.
Yes, we have.
I think that's good. Hopefully lots of people will watch this. We're now getting, I think, about 1,000 views a week on these.
Nice.
So not bad. Not bad.
No, not at all.
So Nina, thank you.
Wow, that's so awesome.
Yeah, we just hit 1 million views on YouTube.
I saw that.
Like, are you? So it's cool. We're happy.
1 million views means 2 million eyeballs.
That's true.
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. There might have been a couple of accidents out there.
I mean, look, all those people that are so stoked about what you guys are putting out there.
Yeah.
Like, so much gratitude for those 2 million eyeballs.
That's true. Well, we
Yay.
hope all of them liked it. Nina, thank you so much. Maybe we'll get you back on after ISE. I want to hear about it. ISSE.
Totally. I would love to.
So
anytime.
We're going to go to tip of the day. And Barrett, I don't know what happened, but your tip is not here. And I've searched my computer. I got to reprocess it. So I promise I will get Barrett's tip out tonight. But we're going to have to play. We're going to play the scissor tip from today, unfortunately. It's still a cool tip. I'm saying it because it's from me, and I'm not trying to take Barrett's thing. Because
you're not taking it. You're fine.
She did it today. But we have a little a cool ponytail. You want to explain what it was? It was like a...
It was more like a ponytail where you kind of dress it up. It almost, instead of braiding, you just crisscross 2 pieces over and under and over and under, and then just put a little hair tie on the bottom, and that's about it. Yeah, the video's done. So tonight I will get that up. So right now we're gonna play a tip from. I'm putting together a series. We've launched 2 of the videos, 2 steps in the 14 steps to becoming a better hair cutter. So it's just like the little tiny details that make you a great hair cutter. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'm going to play it for you, and then we're going to come back. We're going to break down celebrity styles of the week. We're going to talk about the Hairbrain Video Awards real quick, and I think that'll be good. And then we got an unboxed color track for Brian. Yay. So you can see what cool things we got. So a lot more to come back. So just watch this quick 3-minute video on a tip on how to hold your scissors, and we will be back, guys. We're going to say bye to Nina in a second. But bye, Nina, thank you so much.
Thank you. Do you want me to leave?
No, I'm playing. Hey guys, Matt Beck, 3SalonEducation.com. I'm here with tip number 2, and this tip is all about how to use the scissor. So I want to show you a little exercise that I like to do that helps me just move the one blade. That's the key thing that you got to learn after you know what your comb's about, you know what your scissors are all about. You got to know how to work this thing before you even touch hair. So let's take it out. What I like to do is just hold it in my hand nice and firm. Let go of my thumb so I keep the scissor steady. As soon as I can keep that scissor steady and I got the grip on there. So basically what I'm doing is pushing down with my pinky. That's what this thing's for. A lot of people don't know that. Push that down and push it up against my pointer finger. So that's going to keep it nice and steady. Then what I'm going to do is flip my hand over, and I can add my thumb in and just move the one blade. So once I get that, this is a great exercise for you to do just sitting in front of the TV. Anywhere that you are, stay away from the kids, but just work your scissor, move that one thumb, and work it. I honestly, when I was in beauty school, I bought a huge pair of metal scissors that I would use, and I would just sit on the couch because I didn't want to ruin my good scissors. So I would sit on the couch with these big metal scissors, almost like I was doing a workout. But you know, that's what builds up the muscle. It's a muscle memory that you got to build up in your hand, and then as soon as you have that, it's hard to even cut differently. So just work on moving that one blade and practice it in different ways. So there's going to be different situations on top of your hand like this, right? And there's going to be palm to palm, and then cutting, point cutting. So all these different ways. So practice that, palm it. Get your comb in your hand. Work through here. So comb, cut, comb, cut. Get good at that. If you can't do this quickly,
then you're not going to be able to cut hair quickly, efficiently, and it's not going to look like it flows together. So if you want to get great at hair cutting, you want to really work on these fine little details. This is what makes you great at hair cutting, is practicing these little things, and then we need to understand it. So step by step, work through it, practice all these different movements, and you'll be good to go. We'll go talk about point cutting and all of that in a different video, but just practice the movement of it and make sure that you're only moving that one blade as you cut hair. Thank you guys, I hope you enjoyed this tip. Subscribe to us on YouTube so you can follow each and every tip that we create, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks.
All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that tip. We are back. Nina is put away. We put Nina on the floor.
Aww. Thanks, Nina.
We love Nina. That was great. Such a big help. We had to get a spot for Barrett.
Hi, guys.
Barrett's been sitting on the floor the whole time.
That's not floor. Close.
All right, so splitting hairs in full effect. Nina, that was awesome. A lot of great information. Definitely check out passionsquared.net, and you'll get a lot of inspiration. And all the other people that we talked about seems great as well. So let's answer some questions from social media. How's that sound? Do you want to go over this?
Heck yeah.
Yeah, you do.
All right, let's see. First one. Oh, perfect. First one was a nice compliment to me. It was on the color, the toning video that we just put up.
Okay.
I can't pronounce the name, your YouTube name. Thank you very much. I've been in hair school for 10 months, graduating in 2 weeks. The video made toning seem so much easier. The way the chart is made it a lot more clear to me. Thank you, thank you.
That's from Sierra HXO.
Yeah, all right. No, I'm
helping you out.
Thanks. I'm glad that you liked the video.
Oops.
It was fun. The chart was great. I threw that together in about 3 minutes. And you know what? I'm glad that clearly you're like me. I need that kind of visual to understand that sort of thing. So I'm glad that it was able to give you a little something.
Yeah, and I think that chart is really a pretty standard.
Yeah, I mean, because I actually Googled different charts of that sort to find one that was gonna inspire me to be my inspiration for that one, and there's so many of them.
Right.
That was a pretty much stripped down, standardized version of it. So.
Okay, and then we had this question. I can't pronounce that name as well, but
Give it to Barrett.
I have a couple of questions. I'm currently looking for a salon. What is the best tip you guys can give me for a job interview so I will get the dream job? I also would like to ask, how many pictures can I enter into the blonde contest? So second question is easy. Blonde contest, enter as many pictures as you want.
Yeah.
We're going to do a contest on some subject every month, and we're going to do a giveaway for that. So we love seeing your pictures. Just post them on our Facebook. Flood it. I know a lot of people get upset when you post on their Facebook. Not us. Post away. We love it. So then I'm currently looking for a salon. What is the best tip to get that dream job? The dream job, there's not a tip to get personally for me. I think you need to scope out your salon. We've talked about this before, but scope out the salon that looks like your dream job. Once you figure that salon out, like if you were going to come apply here, my thing for you would be to hang out with us. It's the way that you get anywhere in this business whatsoever is going and hanging out with the people that are doing what you want to do. And then eventually they're going to keep you on. They're going to keep you with them. So you have to do that.
I think even before that, before you try to, scope out the salon to find if they've got what you want, obviously the first thing you're going to have to do is be honest about what you want. You got to, if education is really, really important to you, then obviously that's going to be something that you want to find in a salon. If you really are not that into education, then I don't know why you'd even be listening to this right now. But, if you know what I'm saying, if there are certain things that, you could do without or certain things that you absolutely could not do without, you really need to figure that out. Because finding the dream job is going to be up to you finding the right salon for yourself and for your future, and then just making sure that you stick to your guns to get what you want, because you deserve it.
Well, I think just finding, like Matt said, even just the surrounding area. I know I came to New Hope to work because I grew up coming to New Hope and thought it was just a lot of fun. I just happened to get lucky that Matt bought the salon after that. So I kind of fell into that, but I came into the salon it was before, saying, oh, this just seems like a fun place to work and a place I would want to surround myself in. So
yeah, when we bought the salon, it was buy salon, get Barrett free.
hey.
So it was a great deal. We've kept her ever since. Let's see. So did we do Sarah? No, we didn't do Sarah. This was from the How to Modernize a Pompadour video, which me and Brian did. Brian did the color, and I did the cut. I love the cut and color. I do agree the music is too loud. I can't hear you talking. Also, what color formulation did you use? Let me answer the music part.
Please.
So we've had some issues with music on our videos, and I completely understand it. So I just want to let you guys know we have adjusted how we do music on the videos. We will be doing intro music, and then the music will go away, and we will talk, and it will be empty just like this. Yeah, I know.
Oh, no, I have to hear
The
my
music,
voice.
to be honest, the music was a comfort thing. So it's just more comfortable when you hear music in the background, and it's not just an empty voice. But after we've done this for a while, and we've heard
better equipment.
Yeah, got better equipment, and we just have originally we had the music in the background because the microphones were so bad that they had this horrible hissing sound. So if you had the music playing, you couldn't hear the hissing sound. Well, now obviously we've invested in this, and so we have the equipment. So now we've taken out the music in the background, intro, outro, that's it. And we will not overload you with music that you don't like. And we honestly don't really like either. It's just what YouTube lets us use.
There you go.
So,
color formulation was just I used Paul Mitchell Synchro-Lift. If you watched my my color videos, that's my favorite one for using any kind of hand painting because of the no swelling and still having a great consistency and power. So that's what I used in his hair, just Synchro-Lift with 20 volume, because good even lift works quick enough that I'm not sitting there all day, and did a really nice job.
Okay, next one, how to modernize a pompadour again. A lot of questions on this video this week. From Lou, he says, great cut. One question, what brand of combs are you using? What brand of combs are we using? YS Park, probably for the most part. That's what we're using. Get your YS Park combs at hairbrain.me. They have a huge selection. You'll love them there. We don't sell... We have a couple YS Park combs, which is cool.
Sell one?
Yeah, if you're looking for a white tail comb, we're good. We got you. But hairbrain.me has an awesome selection. And yeah, go there. So check it out. They have great prices and good. And you get some stickers, I think. William. William is a good friend of ours. He has a question about the Acro Type Z2 scissors from Mizutani. He says, what's the difference between the Z1 and the Z2? I talked to...
I know, I'm getting a little nervous here.
Let me pull these up so you guys can see them. I'll see if I can hold them up a little bit closer. So this is the Acro Type Z2 scissor. The difference is right here in the blade. So see how it gets a little fatter right here in the center part? Well, the center gets fatter, and that is the Type Z2. The Type Z1 gets fatter at the base or back of the blade and gets sharper towards the point. So... that's really the only difference. They say a lot of barbers use this scissor.
Is that an aesthetic thing, or does it change the cutting?
It makes it a little more powerful in the center, a little more. Oh. So the longevity of it. So basically, it's like. Actually, I'm not going to say that analogy. They're both great scissors. He said barbers pick this a lot because it's a little bit tougher hair, and it's going to last longer. This scissor, just because of where the blade gets a little bit thicker. But some people like how it goes to a point. A little quicker. So I think they did the Type 1, then they also did the Type 2. So you can kind of pick which one you like. Same concave blade. Everything else is the same. What?
I said ow.
Brian got his nose pierced yesterday.
Spur of the moment.
Last week he got tattooed. This week he got pierced. And every time he does that, I'm like, you're allowed. It's fine, but don't say ow every 5 minutes.
Ew, I forgot.
Be tough.
Well, I forgot it was there.
If you're going to get pierced and you're going to get tattooed, then just be tough.
I'm tough. Super tough.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, so pompadour haircut. So 300,000 views on that.
Insane.
That's pretty awesome.
600,000 eyeballs. Yeah. Thank you, Nina.
600,000 eyeballs.
Will this haircut work with wools, clippers, and trimmers too? Yes. That is official. Yes, it will work with every clipper.
As long as they work.
So I think we did, just use the blades, use the attachments. What I would say is when you use a plastic guard, Plastic guard is a little different than using the metal blades. Metal blades, a 2 on a metal blade and a 2 on a plastic guard are a little bit different. That the 2 with the plastic guard is going to be longer. So just be careful, because I know when I first bought my set of the metal blades from Oster, I went in with a 2 guard because I was used to using a 2 and it was super short. So, just be careful with that. Play around with it first. But yeah, you can use any clipper and trimmer to create that.
I'm mad at Wall.
Why are you mad at Wall?
Sorry. Because they have commercials telling guys to cut their own hair.
Yeah, well, that's true. Oster doesn't have that. That's for sure. Let's see. Oh, this is Brittany ordered some stuff from us online, so thank you for that. And she loves the color formulation 101, understanding why it works. I think, was that your video or mine?
I think it was yours. Mine didn't have a 101.
Okay. Well, she says once it gets to you, it's way more advanced.
Yeah, mine's at least a 300
She says art books help too, and I think that that's totally true. It's what we do. It's with color. It is very artistic, and if you look at art books, they're going to tell you how to formulate, how to create colors. So I think that's important. They just don't tell you how to neutralize where hair goes, I guess. They tell you how to neutralize colors.
Well, they talk about it in the same thing. I think that's one reason, because I was always really into art growing up, and I think that's one reason I took to color so quickly in hair school, because, we knew the complementary colors. We knew the color wheel. You're taught the color wheel just as far as, understanding what's going to look good together. You're taught aesthetically yellow and violet go together because where they sit on the color wheel, it just works. So it was just a slight translation issue when you get into the hair world now. Yellow and violet, yeah, they go together, but they also cancel each other out. So I get that. The art and... Yes, I agree. Moving on. I didn't know how to finish that one.
Thanks.
All right, there you go.
And I'm done. Pompadour haircut. Can you get this haircut with really thick hair? Yes, you can. You just got to work with the density. It's a little bit different. You're probably going to change where on the, probably on the parietal where you put the haircut. For me, I think if you have really thick, dense hair, it's going to stick out more. It's going to poof out more. So just make sure that, you focus on the density. But yeah, you can definitely get that haircut with really thick hair. Let me see. Hello, you make amazing work. Thank you so much. I have one question. Oh, where did you buy that amazing blow dryer holder? The Freestyle Systems. So freestylesystems.com is to answer Amir's question. He said that blow dryer on the air. I dream to get this in 5 years. So freestylesystems.com. Check them out. Give them a call because they can help you out with all of that.
Sweet.
Let's see. I think that's it for that. We have Drea with Trending Tresses.
I was going to say, we do have a question on Facebook.
Oh, cool.
Now, what you got?
All right. I have Darlene commented, I need your advice. I have a client with extremely thick hair and is wavy, not a pretty wave. She likes it smooth and it's about below her shoulders. I have done some undercutting, aka reverse layers, but I fear it's going to make it worse. How would you go about this, keeping in mind she will straighten it and wear it in a mom ponytail?
Okay. You can go.
Wait, why? It's a haircutting question.
I said so.
Come on.
Because I'm trying to figure this out.
All right, so what's the actual question in there?
Is she asking how to hide the layer when they put them up in the ponytail? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good description, but I mean, well, I guess start from the end of that, because like she said, understand this is what the woman's going to do with her hair. Then she needs to start with that and work backwards. It's not necessarily how great you can make this hair look when she's done. You got to be honest. If this woman's going to have her hair in a ponytail every single day, then that should almost be how you plan that look.
Yeah.
Plan something that's going to work out.
I love the ponytail cut. It's my favorite.
But you know what? That's, in all honesty, that's what it is. You're not going to be creating... If she's going to be straightening this hair every day and throw it in a ponytail, then you might put a little less... I don't know. I wouldn't go real super short with layers. If she's got a real tough texture and it's going to be going back all the time, you better make sure that all the hair makes it to the ponytail.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've gone over this, before, but I think probably the key is do not no matter what, no matter how your artistic feel is, you have to please the client. And if you cut it too short, the layering too short, and she can't pull it back, then if that's what she wants to do, then we got to make sure that happens.
And that kind of all comes back to the consultation of everything. So
Right. Did we answer that question? I was so like, because I had to do that and this at the same time, I didn't hear the whole thing.
Kinda, yeah.
Okay.
It was. She said, "What haircut you're gonna give?" I just make sure it's something that's gonna work with a ponytail, long layers.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I think that's all you can.
All right.
And go.
Okay, so, that's it. That's all those questions. Mike says hi on YouTube. He's like, "Hi guys."
Hi.
Hi everyone. Hi Mike.
What's up?
So, okay, so we're gonna get into trending tresses. Drea has some cool stuff here, and then we'll finish with color tracks and we'll call it a night. So, Drea, here's the deal also. Because of the chaos in the salon being very busy, we're going to have to change the segment from, it was going to be also man buns.
Yeah, that can go till next week.
So our man buns will be next Friday.
That's fine.
So
I'm completely okay with that.
Okay.
That was a filler one.
So, okay.
Tune in for man buns
like we
next
need
week.
more time. Okay,
Man
let's get going. So, okay, first trending tress.
Oh, Diane.
Diane Keaton. So I know
it.
Brian's upset right now because it's not in the right before and after format.
I'm
but
making peace with it.
It's okay.
So she's rocking her gray hair.
yeah, she's supporting, she's going a little bit more natural and embracing her gray, and I think it's awesome.
And I think it's a cool way to do it. She's got that gray ombre going.
Yeah,
she's-
exactly,
She's
you know.
letting the gray be that natural root, and then having it, turn into something pretty cool looking down through those ends.
I'm glad she let the layers grow out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some nasty layers right there. But yeah, she, I love it. I think the natural look, I mean, obviously that doesn't help us get paychecks, but you can still do,
There's
different
ombre.
things. Yeah. Ombre and some, this could become a look. You want really long gray roots.
Hey,
That's the next
let's
thing.
make this happen.
All right. Let's see.
I'm doing a video.
Is there an order you want to go in, Drea?
Whatever one you pull up, I'll go from there.
All right, here we go.
All right, so this is from the Golden Globes, Kate Beckinsale. I just thought it was really pretty, nice messy bun updo that, we're seeing. These are going to be our styles that we're going to be looking at for the next year.
I think a lot of people are going with something really simple, really easy, just kind of almost look like they threw it up themselves.
Yeah.
I saw that a
Literally.
lot on the Golden Globes in this
I
past
love
weekend.
that this is happening.
Me too. I can do that
Thanks.
up to. Come
I
on.
know.
I think
Looks like she's about to wash her face.
Yeah, but it's really, I mean, it's cool. I like that it's to the side.
Yeah.
I like that the pieces are kind of falling out, and it looks good. It looks really cool.
I love to the side updos because
I'm a big fan.
I think it's
Because they
great.
also, you don't have to keep them symmetrical.
Right,
Yeah.
you don't
Which
have
is
to
great.
You don't have to keep them symmetrical, and they photograph really nicely. That's
Yeah.
what I think
They
is
do.
really awesome about them.
Okay. And so next we have,
Oh, we have Amy Adams, and
this is also from the Golden Globes?
yes,
Yeah, okay.
all of these,
Most of them.
All the formal looks.
all the formal looks are from the Golden Globes, and we talked a lot about over the last couple of episodes with braids.
Braids are not going anywhere. It's a simple way to
And-
pull everything back.
I love it. It's simple.
I don't like this one.
You don't like?
Yeah. I don't know if anybody's with me, but I think
I mean, I'm not.
I don't like the little twisty braids into the thing. It's not my...
It does feel, with the twisty stuff, it does feel a little 90s junior prom.
Yeah.
I do like the braids in the bun though.
It's just missing the butterfly barrette, whose wings actually...
Yes, we did
yeah.
talk about that.
Braids in the bun
Yeah.
would be... I do
Yeah.
like the braids in the bun and it twists around. I think that's a cool style. Maybe we can put together something to show that.
We can do that.
But the... but
Maybe
yeah,
we would have liked it more if it was smooth up into that big...
I hate that
Yes.
they took that little
I
triangle.
was gonna say in the front, which that is very trendy, but maybe for someone a
Is
little
that
younger,
trendy?
it,
Really?
it is for younger, for I guess more teenager.
Yeah.
You would
Yeah.
say, but
Junior
not.
high.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we love you, Amy Adams.
Yes, we do.
I don't know her.
I do. We're BFFs.
Go way back.
I love this.
All right, so what I
Me
love
too.
about Kate Blanchett's style is that her hair is actually longer, and they've just done the nice little tucked under bob with the updo formal style.
Big fan of the tuck under bob
I know.
because it makes you think, did they cut their hair? Didn't they cut their hair? You talk about them a little bit more when they have something like this. It gives you options.
And what I think is good with her wearing this, even though she has long hair, especially in Hollywood right now, so many people just chopped all their hair off. So this is just a nice illustration of a classy way to wear that new bob that you just decided to get.
Yeah.
But you still have to look pretty. You know, just showing how a good polish can really make, you know, what would be a very simple haircut look incredible.
All right.
All right, T-Swift.
T-Swift probably, I didn't watch, but probably making dirty looks the whole entire time.
I only watched part of it, so I don't really know.
Okay. Well, her hair.
Well, it's better than the last award show where she got me really
I like
mad.
her hair, actually.
I really like it. I think it's pretty and polished.
It's not her normal, really tight little curls that she had been rocking for so many years.
I know, but
so.
I like it because it has polish to it.
Yes.
Like I said, the last award show thing, whatever, the American Music Awards that she was at, where she looked horrible. It looked like she blew out her own hair with the hotel blow dryer.
Still angry about that.
Still angry. But this it brings
I like
it back
it. It's soft, it's polished. It's pretty.
She looks good.
Okay, here's my favorite one.
Yeah.
Oh, Hayden.
Love this. Joe Dirt.
I'm not a fan of this. I think she was trying to go for a little height on top, and it was not.
She was trying to look like Miley Cyrus without actually having the guts
Not
to cut
committing
it.
to it. Yes.
I think maybe if she had put it into a ponytail and done this, it might have worked a
like
little bit better for her, making more of a.
Had, like picked it up off her shoulders.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a little more pomade would have been nice. Not enough
Because
pomade on that.
I like the look of having the smooth and then the big tall.
I love that. I like the It's like a mohawk.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just it feels unfinished.
It wasn't executed
It just looks
properly
like it's
here.
almost tucked behind her
I
ears.
feel like her hair was down, and they were like, we have to show off these earrings. So
Right.
they just kept shoving it back there.
But
Yeah.
can I just say, though we might not like the style of that, to look at that, it's pretty damn seamless to see they got some serious volume in through that top. And there's not one single area that I can see in this picture where it looks like they were hiding anything.
That is true.
Yeah.
That's very true.
I mean, it's a good execution of a look that I just particularly don't love.
Right.
Perfect.
Good call.
Well said.
Thanks.
I love this.
Yeah, it's another point that braids aren't going anywhere.
We love this because we can do this.
I couldn't do it. No, this is, I like it because it is kind of messy, but I do like how it kind of tucks in and pulls off the face. I like that. I can't really tell what the back looked like, but I like it a lot. Who else we got here?
The men.
Leo.
The men.
The dudes.
The dudes.
It's dude hair.
Yeah, but I think it goes back to, dudes are styling their hair.
Yeah. More gels coming back a little bit. Thicker
more slick.
pomades. Yeah. Slicked back.
Except for Orlando Bloom, he still looks like he just got done surfing.
Yeah. He does a
know,
good
you
job
know.
with that look, though. All
It
right. Then
works
we have another braid.
Yeah, so this one I thought was interesting because it's not only braids coming away from her face, but there's actually 7 braids that are hanging down throughout her hair.
Which
So-
when Drea showed me this picture, I totally did not see. I saw 2 little braids on the side. I didn't see it at all. And then I was like, oh, wait, there's hidden braids in her hair.
But I thought it was an interesting way to add texture to the hairstyle without, using an iron tool for it.
It's definitely a fun play on texture, something that you can just really throw into your hair.
Yeah.
Go out, make it a little bit more fun for the night.
Yeah, I like it.
Cool.
I like braids everywhere.
Yay, braids. Fishtail.
All right. And then we have...
Is that everybody?
That's it.
I think that was it. Wow.
Yeah.
Great. All right, cool. Busted through that, huh?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's a bad move. All right.
Picture that happened tonight.
You did?
Yes.
Okay,
thought
we're
I
going
thought
to keep
it-
talking like nothing happened.
I thought it
But
was going to be me.
okay, so let's talk about our blonde contest real quick. The blonde contest, we've gotten lots and lots of entries into it, right?
Yes. Actually,
A ton.
I'm pretty happy with what I'm seeing out there. There's some really good blonding going on.
So what is your what's your favorite one?
Oh, God.
Do you have a favorite?
Mine on the flyer. No, I don't know. I haven't picked a
Oh,
favorite.
let me pull up the flyer actually. Here it is.
I haven't picked a favorite yet. We're gonna wait. How long do we have left in the contest?
Well, the
Rest of
contest.
January.
So yeah, we're gonna end it January 31st on Splitting Hairs. We'll announce it. We're gonna do the last Friday of every month.
Awesome.
So we'll be able to announce it on Splitting Hairs. So that'll be good. And all right, cool. So let's. The last thing I want to talk about is the Hairbrain Video Awards. This is cool because this is something I think we do have a video in that.
We do.
which is cool. So I'm hoping we'll be there. We'll be at the at IBS. We have that classroom, so hopefully you guys can check it out. But make sure that you check out hairbrained.me, and you can find out all the information on that class. Here's the information a little bit, but the logo at least.
There you go.
All right. And then... And ours. Oh, and our logo, yes. All right, guys. Well, I think that is pretty much, we summed it up.
Did you want...
Let's do the color track real quick, and then that'll sum it up. So Color Track sent us a package, which always makes us very excited.
Yes.
So let's check out the Color Track package.
It's like Christmas.
Oh,
So I did kind of glance at it, but I didn't let Brian look at it because he's the one that gets really excited about this stuff.
it's like Christmas.
Ooh.
So,
First of all, I see bubble wrap. That excites me.
okay.
I see
Keep me busy.
mini things.
Let's
So
see.
these are things that we're going to add to our videos, our
Oh, it's
color
purple.
videos. Brian's going to be shooting some more color videos. So it's cool when companies kind of chip in. Color Track's been very supportive of what we're doing. So definitely do what you can to support Color Track.
This is cool. All right.
What is
like
cool
this.
about this?
Let's just talk about this. Now, so typically the reason for having a couple of different colors of foil is if you're foiling two different formulations to keep you from like losing your way, losing your place. And what's cool is they now have got, it reminds me of a box of Nerds candy.
Yeah.
It's
love
completely
Nerds.
sectioned down the middle, and it's got just regular silver foil on one side, and it's actually really pretty, like lavender purple on the other side. So rather than having two big boxes or two huge piles of foil, it's nice, it's neat, it's holding it together for you, and you can go through and crank that out. So
very cool.
that'll be awesome. Let's see, we also have a fantastic little whisk, which I like
I
because
think I'm a fan of that.
yeah, I like using this stuff for lighteners because
Mini whisk.
it gets in there tiny
Yeah.
into the little creases of bowls.
I thought this was a keychain.
Oh.
No,
It's cool though.
you can put it on your keys.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right, what else?
We got some crocodile clips. Always a big fan of those. I'm anxious to see how strong they are. I like crocodile clips, but I don't like weak ones. So let's see.
Ooh, a spatula.
Another spatula. I'm digging this. Little.
This is cool, exciting.
That's what I use to make scrambled eggs, but bigger. So I'm excited. We'll use it here in the salon.
I think it would be probably cool for ombre, stuff like that, or painting, hair painting, right?
Yeah.
Little balayage.
Guessing.
It's also to help scrape color off of the side of the bowl.
Is that what it says?
Yeah.
Scrape
Sweet.
hair color from the sides of color bowls.
Thank you. I cannot wait for that.
There you go.
We'll
And
do
then,
a video on that.
some really cool bowls and brushes here. Nice
I
bright
love-
colors.
Yellow's my favorite. I'm using it tomorrow.
There you go.
Okay. So
All right,
Color Tracks,
thanks,
thank you.
Color Track. I'm excited about this.
Thank you for the stuff that you sent. We're going to use them in the video so you guys can see how they work. And that's pretty much that, I think. I want to thank the people that kind of help put on freesaloneducation.com. They support us in helping us advertise and helping us just get the word out there. We have Millennium. We have Freestyle Systems. Let me see if I can move them over there. And let me see. And yeah, I think it's successful. We have a lot of buttons over here, but I think I got it figured
Lots
out.
of things happening.
So thank you guys so much for watching Splitting Hairs. And
We love you guys.
anything going on Facebook, Drea? Are we good?
Do you want to know our Instagram name so that we
Yes.
can
And
get
guess what? I even got that up there.
Oh, look at that.
So Instagram, you can follow us on Instagram at Free Salon Education. You can see Brian's there, Drea, and
Yep.
Barrett's.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
And Drea, do you have the?
We get some music. She's just
okay.
She's just Facebooking over there.
She's just hanging out on
I was
Facebook.
checking on Facebook, yes.
She's chilling.
But we're good. No questions.
There was one more question.
Okay, what's that? And then we'll get out of
Oh, but wait.
Oh, hold on.
Let's never end this. I don't want to go home.
Let's just keep going
Do
till
you guys
next
want to go
Friday.
home?
I'm going to be here tomorrow morning,
What?
so why not just stay?
All right.
Let's do man buns.
This is from Laura.
Okay.
She got, so I have a question. Today I experienced a very inappropriate client. What would you say
Ooh, good one.
is the best way to deal with the situation?
I've got this one.
Go
Yes.
Barrett.
Barrett has dealt with this before.
Honestly, the thing that I do is, you try to get them in and out, but you still want to give them a good experience without making yourself feel really uncomfortable and those around you very uncomfortable. So I really try to focus on something that I bring up a topic that maybe they can't turn into something inappropriate. So I think that's you just really honing your skills on taking it to like talking about yoga, talking about
nuns.
Maybe, yeah, just really focusing on something that they really can't take that to that level. Sometimes they do take it to that level, even with something like that. But I think it's just really easy to try to focus on something positive. And how's the weather? Weather's really good for that one. Talk about snow.
Yeah. I think as a hairstylist, we have to control the situation and the conversation. And people are definitely going to be disrespectful sometimes, but like you said, that's great advice. I've watched Barrett do this before.
Yes.
I think it's just you gotta mold the conversation into, it being what you want it to be.
Yeah.
So, right away, Barrett, as soon as this person walks in, Barrett starts the conversation right
away because I
she
don't
doesn't
even
let it happen.
Nope.
She just starts the conversation, and it works, and it's a good experience all the way around.
It is. It is. I have to say that. So if you need any more advice about that, just
message Barrett.
Message me.
Look her up. That's what we're here for.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for being a part of Splitting Hairs again. I think this is a record episode for sure.
Yeah.
An hour and 16 minutes.
Solid.
And I hit the record button, so there's no way we're not losing any of it.
Nice.
Thank you guys for watching Splitting Hairs. We will see you next Friday night around 8 o'clock.
8-ish.
Somewhere between 8 and 9.
It's a soft 8.
8 and 8:30.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching Splitting Hairs. We will see you next week.